that shows that the work of regeneration has happened in them. Therefore, they are my business. Just as much as in the natural family, the people there are my business. And that's why, if we can now go back to the text, you will notice that the Apostle Paul uses this phrase, household of faith. In other words, the household of the people of faith, the household of believers. He uses this phrase in the context of sharing your good things with them. Let's quickly go through that paragraph once again. Galatians chapter 6, beginning with verse 6. Let the one who is taught the word share all good things with the one who teaches. A responsibility to say, those who are in the ministry of the word have let go of their social means of income, and therefore, because we are part of the family, let us contribute our share to their well-being. But Paul doesn't end there. He then picks up this same thread with the exhortation towards sowing and reaping. Sowing and reaping. It says there, do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever one sows, that he will also reap. For the one who sows to his own flesh will from the flesh reap corruption. But the one who sows to the Spirit will from the Spirit reap eternal life. Having taken that simple analogy and applying it to the spiritual context, look at the application again. Verse 9. And let us not grow weary of doing good. That's the sowing he's talking about. That's the sowing. Let us not get tired of doing good. Keep sowing. Why? Well, he's already given us the principle. He's now applying it. For in due season we will reap if we do not give up. In other words, there will be benefits that will accrue. But for now, our responsibility is that of doing good. And that's what brings us to this conclusion when he says, so then, that's the conclusion. So then, as we have opportunity, so you are out there in the working place, you are out there in society, in community, you are out there in the shopping mall or wherever else it might be, and you see a situation that demands an extra hand, maybe an extra kwacha, maybe some extra time, maybe some energy, and so on. It demands that. He is saying, you are to love, act in love, move in, help. That is your love being expressed to everyone. But then he says, there is another opportunity that you have, and it is the family. You belong to the family. And therefore, it must come as a bigger responsibility to you to use the opportunity afforded by the context of the church. Why? Because it is the household of faith. The household of faith. The novice example that I can give is, on one hand, as I said, you get out during the day and you see all kinds of needs, and obviously some you can meet, others you just say, no, too many needs in this world, let me press on. But the moment you get home, and you are told that Zesco last visited us 2 days ago, there's no food, the things in the fridge have begun rotting. You don't sit there and say, well, like you were saying when you were passing by the Manda Hill traffic lights, that too many needs here. No, you are home. You realize here we must be responsible. Let's begin to put a plan you might put into place. It is because you realize this is home. This is family. This is my household. And therefore, I must get into action. Well, brethren, that's really what Paul is doing here in terms of context. He is basically saying that Galatians